Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. This live stream is going to be about Sister Celestial, also known as, well, shall I say, Esther Golokai, also known as Sister Celestial. She calls herself a prophet of the end times, and she can be found on the Master's Voice Prophecy blog on YouTube. So I want to make this live stream because it's really important. I want to show people just what an impact this person has on people with her lies and how she deals with people when they actually become so consumed with her and are listening to her because they're listening to her words. You know, she wants people all the time to get ready to move, to pack your stuff, get your passports, and move into another country. I think she told African Americans to go back to Africa at one point. So she's a fear-mongering person, telling people to live in fear and to get ready and to fight, and to be vigilant and just constant fear, basically. If it's not Islam invading America, it's Russia, and if it's not Russia, it's the aliens. You are literally living in constant fear if you believe the words of the Master's Voice Prophecy blog. So after years of talking about these things, and she's constantly pushing out new videos. Yeah, this is not just like the odd video, but sometimes up to 5 hours. I think there was a video recently. So there's a lot of fear-mongering going on, and I have heard stories from people who have been really affected by the things that this woman has told, and they've believed her. Now, one of the most terrible things I have come across was recently, a week ago, or just over a week ago, before the storm hit Ireland, and I couldn't go online and tell you about it in time. But I've come back now, and I've got internet again, and that's why I want to talk about it. It's actually shocking. It will shock you, okay? Because I have gone through the comment section of the Master's Voice Prophecy blog, and I have seen something that I was really shocked, and I want to show people just how terrible it really is. I mean, we know that the subscribers of this person's YouTube channel are very deceived. They are in a codependency, so to speak, in a traumatic bonding. I spoke about that before, also known as flying monkeys of the narcissist and so on, or cult leader and the cult members, right? It's very hard to get out of that. But that sort of takes the biscuit, really, what I've read there in the comment section. And the response from people as well to the story, the true story that this Esther shared with people. Hi, Salty Sergio. Nice to meet you, by the way. So I've made a screenshot of this, but afterwards, after I've read this, I'm going to go to the original where you can see for yourself what she's written, okay? So this is found. I will show you later where this is found. This is found in the comment section. Now let's have a read of this. Hopefully, can you still see this? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So this is Esther speaking here. And she had already edited it. Okay. Anyway, she says, I had a woman leave where she lived in America, in Florida, and stalked my house for 2 solid weeks in 224. So a woman who lived in America and Florida apparently left, she'll go into more depth in a minute, left where she lived and stalked Esther for 2 weeks. She uprooted her son. This woman uprooted her son, saying God told her, me and her were supposed to go and evangelize all of UK and Scotland. She sold all her worldly goods and emailed me constantly, telling me God says it's time to go. Angels will go with us. Let me stop right here for a minute. So she's talking, I mean, maybe I'm just imagining this, guys, but she's speaking about this with such disdain in her voice, in her internet voice, if you know what I mean. And it just comes across as, she's like, this woman, I mean, you know, that's what she did. And it's just like, what a nut. Not, oh my God, what sort of an effect have I got on people? You know, after all, I'm the one telling people that the end will come. There's going to be an invasion. We are living in such terrible times, constant fear. And now someone snapped because of what I have said. And instead of being reflective, self-reflective, the tone is, I had this nut turn up at my doorstep. And as you will see later on, you know, she totally ignored her first. She didn't even say anything. Yeah, that's Esther for you. There's no love lost there. So this poor woman, she listened to Esther. She sold everything. She uprooted her son. And then she stalked, or in other words, you know, tried to get in touch with Esther for 2 solid weeks. So she sold everything as well. Wow. Okay. She repeatedly said these things on all my social media. Well, probably because you ignored her, darling. You know, that's what I'm saying. She's so accusatory. Oh yeah, she went to all my social. Yeah, well, it's a case of, you know, someone going to Judge Judy, for example, and saying, I see that a lot actually, where people say, oh yeah, they stalked me. You know, they were harassing me. Yeah, they're harassing you, darling, because you owed them $200. So they're trying to get in touch with you. And because you ignored them at home, they went onto your social media. That's not called stalking. Okay, that's wanting to get in touch with you for a reason. And there's a reason behind this woman trying to get in touch with Esther. Because Esther has been putting things into her mind, throwing seeds into her mind, basically, yeah? But no, she went to all my social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And she's so dramatic as well. She has to count it all, you know, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. She found my work email when I blocked her on all socials and turned her name to spam on my TMV email. Now, why would you do that? Why would you not at least, when someone reaches out to you and went to such an extreme after listening to you, and what do? You just ignore them. That's nice, isn't it? I wonder why. Maybe, just maybe, you knew that you actually were in the wrong and you wanted to ignore it. Maybe that was your guilty conscience coming finally through. You didn't want to deal with the aftermath of your mess, that you talk to people, your deception, that you speak to people. And started emailing me literal books of her psychopath commentary about me, serving the devil because I don't want to talk to her. So at first, she tried to get in touch with her. She sold everything. And she literally believed that Esther is really the woman that she sees in the videos. Yeah, fight the good fight, people. You know, you have to get ready, and all that, right? So she did everything. She probably got herself a passport, as Esther always says, get your passports ready, darlings, you know? And so she did all that. She went to see her because angels will go with them, she said. And then she finally found out that Esther was just ignoring her. So she probably got very angry because she uprooted her son. She sold everything. So, yeah, to be angry with you, Esther, is a normal and healthy reaction. What you do with that anger, of course, is on another page. You know, of course, you need to channel that, right? You can't just do what you want, but to actually write to you and be angry about it and tell you about it, that's not psychopathy. Yeah. She has a right to do that. I know that doesn't sit well with you because you are, you know, you see yourself as above and untouchable, and no one can correct you. But you are not above approach, or however you call it in English. You know, you can be held accountable, and you should be held accountable. And this woman held you accountable for what you did. But this is called a psychopath commentary that she wrote about me serving the devil because I don't want to talk to her. Do any of you know how irritating and exhausting all this nonsense is every day? Wow, what a professional victim. So, dear Esther puts out all this crap and then she gets it back and it's irritating her. You should just be swallowing everything that Esther gives you. Don't question her. It's irritating. And who are you to question me anyway? You're irritating me. And having to deal with this nonsense is exhausting. Unless, of course, you top up my Cash App and my PayPal. That's okay. And if you want to write emails to me, sending me checks, that's also okay. But don't question me and don't expose me for sure. I mean, when I read that, I wasn't even surprised, but it's painful. She continues and says, I never replied her once. So I never replied to her once. That's nice, isn't it? Mm. Guys, for those of you who are still following her, you need to wake up and go and read something about narcissism, psychopathic narcissists, cult leaders. They don't care about the members. They don't care about their followers. And you can hear it every time in her videos. She says, none of you repents. God said, none of you repents. Yet she's got people in the comment section constantly saying, you know, yeah, I heard, Esther speaking, says Sister Celestial speaking, and I repented and I turned back to God. Yet here she is saying, God told her that no one repents and all that. It's an absolute mess. So I never replied to her once. So imagine seeing all the ring cam footage of lunatic Lucy outside my house. And this really, really, I don't even know how to describe this. This desperate woman who sold everything, she knows that. She obviously told her that. She sold everything, rooted up her son, had a vision, had a dream because of what Esther said. And then Esther doesn't even reply to her. And the whole reality of her being scammed has probably come crashing down on her. She's absolutely crushed. And here she's being called lunatic Lucy on top of everything else. When you read up about narcissism, about cult leaders, they work on attachment. So there's a codependency and a really strong attachment on the one who abuses you, the narcissist. And when this narcissist becomes nasty and you see the real truth, real face of it, it's not just painful, but it's devastating as well. So that woman, she probably went through a lot. But no, there's no compassion. There's no compassion from Esther. It's irritating. And of course, it's all about Esther. It's exhausting her. Not that the woman might be exhausted. The woman actually might also be skinned, no money, broke, and her son has been uprooted. So, no, Esther's exhausted. So, Lunatic Lucy can be found on the ring cam footage, apparently. For days on end. When she finally found me in real life, I never replied to her once. So imagine seeing all the ring cam footage of Lunatic Lucy outside my house for days on end. When she finally found me in real life. And she was, well, it's not difficult, by the way. You don't have to be a genius to know where she lives. I actually made videos about that because I exposed her LLC, I think it's called. She made a business out of her so-called prophecies. And there you can also find her address. Yeah, it's common knowledge. It's open to the public. You don't need to be a scheming stalker to find this out. And she was a former police officer. So it was nothing for her to find me. Again, drama. You don't need to be a former police officer to find you where you live, Esther. It's not difficult. I had to confront her strongly on the steps of my home because she would come and sit out there every damn day, making her son ring the bell while she waited out of sight. So that was obviously at the end, wasn't it? That was not at the beginning. That was when Esther just kept ignoring her. And when she was desperate. I mean, this just screams desperation to me. Desperation. And mental exhaustion probably as well. But it's all about Esther. And that's why I wanted to make this live stream. It really, really shows us the core of who Esther really is. As a therapist, as a psychotherapist, I have worked with some clients, and some clients, they are obviously in different walks of life and in different situations. But some clients are extremely devastated, and they act in certain ways. Maybe, everyone's different. And there's a compassion, of course. And yeah, they also can come against the therapist. But there's a compassion there because it comes from a place of pain. And so it's not like this woman wanted to unalive her or wanted to do anything else to cause harm. But she wanted to be heard. She wanted to just listen to. She's done all this for Esther, and at the end, she didn't even get some time to speak to her, to make herself be known and heard. So yeah, there's no compassion coming from Esther, and that is the cold-hearted truth of heart of the narcissist, of the psychopath, who doesn't care, who has no empathy, no compassion. Just grab, give me your attention, give me your money. I'm the greatest, aren't I? Look at me. God loves me so much because I am holier than you. He speaks to me and not to you. I mean, all this BS. Let's continue. I guess she thought I would I will see a child and open the door, then she can run up. And when I got home, and what was she supposed to do then? I mean, and when I got home, I'd see the footage of both of them, or just him. So is it just him, or is it both of them ringing? Again, confusing. I'd see the footage of both of them, or just him, constantly ringing my bell. But she assumes, of course, in typical Esther's mind, who is very paranoid, that the woman would probably stand behind a corner and say, you go and ring the bell, and I'm going to just wait here and hide. When by the sounds of it, they both were ringing the bell, and maybe mom went somewhere or had to do something, or, was just, and the son went up there and rang as well, tried again, children, that's what children are like. They try to help the parent. But Esther, of course, thinks, no, it's all conspiracy against me. No compassion. Not for the mother, neither, or for the son, for the child. I mean, where's your compassion for the child? She came on Sunday. She came Wednesday night. She was fasting and clearly out of it. All this I learned when I finally came down to ask what she was doing always at my house. And this is so narcissistic. I finally came down to her and spoke to her. I gave her some of my time because I'm this, I'm up here and you're down there. You're the riffraff. Yeah, and I'm the prophet of God. So I, how would you say it in English? Anyway, she went down and saw her. And finally, she even says it herself, finally came down to ask what she was doing, always at my house. Well, why didn't you ask her that before? Why didn't you reply to her? Why didn't you say to her, why did you sell all your stuff? Please don't do that. Oh my God, what's going on? I mean, you have a part to play in this, Esther, but you didn't. You just ignored her. You were hoping that she would go away. I recorded her on my doorbuzz camera saying, please, Celestial, please, I'm not crazy. Please. He said it's time for you to give up the YouTube ministry and let's go. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with saying that? But, it's like she's saying it. So it's okay for Esther to have these prophecies and God talking to her. But when someone else comes in the name of the Lord, apparently, yeah, and says, he told me to do this and let's go. She's like, don't be so silly. Because Esther is all about herself. She knows exactly what she wants. She wants to stay on social media and be the prophet on YouTube, right? So she's pleading with Esther. She's not aggressive. She's not violent. She's desperate. And she's emotional. And all these things are okay. All these things are okay. And then what's Esther's response? Go? Question mark. To the absolute flipping United Kingdom. To live in a castle she claimed she would buy. And I could have my own room? Listen. Emoji. People in America are mostly not well. And nobody should be telling me foolishness, like turn a cheek to this type of stuff. So wait. And this is just painful, even reading this. So after listening to Esther probably for years, But listening to her videos, she's there because of Esther's videos. That's why she's there. She's not there because she watched the news or whatever, someone else's videos. She's there because she's listened to Esther's advice. And she turns up and then she says, let's go to the United Kingdom. And instead of Esther saying, no, whatever, with compassion, she's so arrogant. To the flipping United Kingdom, people in America are mostly not well. And there you have the true face of Esther coming out again. So if you know, or if you apparently know, that people in America are mostly not well, I don't know how you would know such a thing. But anyway, let's just assume that you're right. That's actually something that you believe. Why on earth would you fill people with more fear and tell them to get ready to move when they're going to be invaded? Why would you make life for them even more unbearable, knowing that they're already not well and that they could probably snap any minute? By the sounds of it, you know what she says. I'm not saying that this is true, but this is obviously what she believes. And yet still, she continuously bombards these poor people with more fear. And I remind you again of the woman who came to my channel and she told me in the comment section that she almost divorced her husband because of because she was listening to Esther. And the husband even cried to her, begging her to come back home. Basically, meaning, she had changed. She wasn't herself anymore. And her response had been, well, we're just unequally yoked and basically we have to separate because that's what Esther says. Your brother is not your brother. They just pretend to be your brother. They're not even human beings. And I'm not making this up, guys. Yeah, many times she talks about even family members and friends or neighbors pretending to be human beings, but really they're aliens or they're someone else. You can't trust anyone. So this woman was close to divorcing her husband. But thank God she saw the light and she's now back with him. She stopped listening to Esther. This is the impact that Esther's fear mongering has on people. So this woman here is actually considering all that. She's her just saying, please, I'm not crazy. There's nothing wrong with that. And by the way, this is the worst. Okay, we're hearing the worst of it. Because if there was anything else that was even worse, she would tell us about it. So people in America are mostly not well, and nobody should be telling me foolishness like turn a cheek to this type of stuff when you see what strangers are doing to people. We all see it on the news every day. You sure see it every day, darling, because that's what you do. You watch the news, you watch the alternative news. That's where you get all your dreams from. You dream about it, you watch it, you are consumed with it. BitChute, Rumble, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. That's where you're at. You're consumed with it, and that's why you dream about it. You are so riddled with fear, and then you talk about it as if they're prophecies. So we all see it on the news every day. Unless, of course, you're watching movies, right? That's only one thing I've experienced. So I suggest everyone keep their opinions to themselves and focus on what God brought them to this blog for. Well, the woman told you. God apparently told her, after listening to you, that she should sell everything and you should go to stop your ministry and move to the UK with her. That was after she's been listening to you. And she's still continuing on to tell people that. So I suggest everyone keep their opinions to themselves and focus on what God brought them to this blog for. If you know why you are here, then benefit. If not, get off. But in any case, leave a gap when it comes to me and how I handle matters of my own safety. Leave a gap. Keep especially the foolish opinions to yourselves, please. Foolish opinions. So I just need to take a break, and then I'm going to go and show you where I found this. This is really, really, it's quite upsetting, knowing that there's a woman out there, that there's a person out there who is suffering, and because of Esther. But if I was Esther, and I was aware that someone was actually suffering because of me, I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night. The first thing I would do is try to talk to them. But be a human being, be loving, and just see what's going on. You know what I mean? It's it's very strange. So let's have a look at where I found this. How can I share this? Hold on. So like I said, I took that screenshot about a week ago, and I took it from her from her YouTube channel, in the community page, where she put, apparently someone had emailed her and called her this here, and she wanted to show people. Yeah, well, I'm not going to even talk about that. I think I talked about that before, but I think where I found it was in the pinned message here in the comment section underneath. I probably have to hold on a minute. I have to sign in with my other channel because I won't be able to see the comments, her comments, because she banned me, you see. Before I did any exposing videos, I went to her and tried to talk to her. Not in private, but in the comment section. And so the first thing she did was, of course, ban me. So now when I go onto her channel, I can't see her comments anymore, and I have to sign on with another one. Hold on. Okay, here we are. Some of you are very, very painfully slow. Ah, she just loves her followers, doesn't she? She really does. And I'm being sarcastic. I hope she hasn't deleted it. Yeah, here it is. So 11 days ago that was. I don't know why this dog is barking so much outside. There you have it. So you can see for yourself, I didn't make this up. This is actually really happened. For some reason, Esther thinks this is really showing her in a good light, or she's somehow a victim. No, you're not, Esther. You're not a victim. This woman is a victim of you. This woman is a victim of you. Shame on you. And look at the responses. I'm so sorry for all the abuse you are receiving. We stand with you, prophetess. Another one says, "Hey there, I myself have been so blessed to have been shown your channel by our father. I feel so blessed." Well, I'm sure that's that woman, the woman from Florida said that at one point as well. I'm sure she felt very blessed by having found her channel. I am relatively new to all. I'm just telling you, cakes. Just leave. Turn around, never look back, and go and run. I am so grateful for the Lord to bless me in finding you. No, the Lord hasn't blessed you in finding her. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Prophetess Celestial. And these people, they really think that that's her name. They love the lie. So they have no compassion either. Oh my goodness, Prophetess Celestial. This is one of the craziest experiences of yours that I've read. That lady must be possessed with a legion of demons. I mean, you just gotta love that compassion of the religious, right? The religious, they're just so compassionate. You've got demons. And you're not just one, you've got a whole legion. Yeah. So here, dogs away. So basically, name and shame them, right? But if someone does it to Esther, that's not okay. And you'll have all the flying monkeys come to my video. They used to, in thousands, basically, thousands of comments, accusing me of, you know, well, they accused me of lying, of using AI, but I was exposing the lies. I was telling the truth, and they hated that. Yet when Esther doxes someone on the internet, um, that's how they call it, then that's fine. That's amazing. Yeah, hypocrites. That's all I can say to that. Okay, my audio is not all right. My audio was bad again, was it? Well, I hope my audio wasn't bad all this time. My internet connection is still not very steady. So I thought I'd quickly make the video. If it didn't come out okay, I'm probably going to make it again because it needs to be said and it needs to be shown to people. And Sergio, thanks for being here and for your support. And I hope to see you next time. And yeah, please like the video and share it so it goes out there and people can see what a cold-hearted, careless, ruthless person Esther really is. Please stop sending her money, stop sharing her videos, stop telling people that she's a good person. She's not. She doesn't care about you. That's why I've made videos about her website where she tells people, send me cash. Here's my Cash App. Here's my PayPal. That's what she wants. That's what she's after. Okay. Lots of love. Until next time. Bye-bye.